Good evening and welcome to the Mancunian Way. We are back with our final home post-match show. Yeah, our final home post-match show. It's done. It's dusted. We have lifted the Premier League trophy and it was a glorious day. I couldn't even give a rat's backside about who played and the result, but we will talk about it because that was all secondary to me today. Today was party time. Today was celebrating. Today was everything about it. That was Manchester City. It was amazing. What a day in the sun. Me and my bald head and my sunglasses showing it off. We were happy. People are going to join. Just some people having some issues right now. So what I'm going to do is just say some hellos, fly through the comments. Hello, FIFA. How are you, mate? Yes, go and give a lot of love to our other great city channels, Better Games TV, who's coming on, and 9320 Pubcast, who are currently live as well. Hopefully, Andy might come and join us later on. But Ozzy's just having some issues with his camera. And Pat's having issues with his internet at the moment. And then we'll get them on. I doubt it, but we're so close. We're 250 away from 2K. That'd be amazing if we can hit that in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. It'd be amazing. Good morning, Let Love Lead, or good evening. Good morning to you. Good evening to me. It never gets old. Few tears tonight. I'm 18-year-old with a dinosaur blue mind. Can't think what winning show is like for Main Road fans. Listen, I embrace every single one, mate. Every single one. Good man, Lewis Yates. Champions again. Yes, Shadow Viper. We are champions. Stewards and people saying Phil were being rude. They always are. You got to remember, a lot of them are teenage kids. They're 18, 19-year-olds. And they're there for a bit of pocket money. It's a weekend job to them. It's not a full-time career. So, yes, they should act professional, but they're trying to serve thousands of people in a 15-minute span. So, but they should have more manners. But the trouble is, it's not run by City. It's contracted out to other companies. So City don't have a lot to do with it. No, there is no parade, Daniel, tomorrow. The parade is going to be around. Probably there is one. It'll be June the 12th. Monday, June the 12th. Dr. Footy, second out, City. Champions again, 3P. Woo! Yeah! Get in. City. Why not? Because season's not over, Daniel. Still got 2 more finals yet, mate. Champions again, what a day. What a season. Muddied up, Evening Blues, what a day. Headmaster Rich was very upset with the pitch invasion. Many parents were called today. Listen, my kids were on the pitch. I couldn't give a damn. I didn't get on the pitch because I can't, with my disabilities, I can't get over the boardings. So that was why. But my kids got on and they had fun. And to me, as long as it's not wrecking the crossbars or people being idiots, then by all means, we've got to be careful. We don't turn football into a game of snooker where we all sit there quiet. Take the emotion out of football. You're taking football out. Football and emotion go hand in hand. The reason why United don't do it is because of the Tin Pot tourist club, who fans don't give a crap whether they win leagues or not. It means now to them. That's why. I think Ozzy and Richard here, to both give me the thumbs up, then I know they're redder. There you go. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Martin. Evening, Rich.
Evening. Morning.
Hello, Citizens for Life. How are you? They made me empty my medication out. They always do, mate. They do it with me. And asked her to receive food, and she said, yeah, she shouldn't be doing that, but the medication, they do it with me, mate. Because I take my medication. No, I didn't go on the pitch. My kids went on the pitch, but I didn't. And no one's going to City are not going to ban 20,000 fans. He ain't going to do it.
Martin, I saw you slide across the pitch. What are you talking about?
No, I was not sliding.
You were sliding all over the place.
No,
That's why it took so long for him to get the parade going, Martin, because you couldn't get off. Tell the truth.
Yeah, apparently Rodri might be out of the FA Cup final because he got hit in the head by a can of Tizer. I think we know who that was.
Martin, do I think Gundogan is staying? I did up until I saw the Natalie interview with him on the pitch today. I don't know if they showed it on Sky or whether that was just done for City TV. Yeah, it didn't sound great.
No, it wasn't shown on Sky,
That's
mate.
all I'll say.
I don't know if anyone else saw, but Laporte was in absolute floods of tears.
Yeah, that's another one who I think's out the door, and that was a good buy for him today.
Yeah. Mind you, I saw you trying to bribe Bernardo Silva with some curly whirlies.
You need Stan and Andy on here sometime. Listen, Andy and Stan are always welcome. At the moment, Andy and Stan are doing the best impression of, let's not forget we've won the league. They're talking about pitch invasions and stop the Poznan at the moment. I don't know what's going on. It's like, Jesus. We'll all stand there just doing golf claps so Rich is happy in a bit.
Deadpan.
By the way, what have you called yourself tonight? Ooh, Coley Palmer.
Yeah.
You watched a different game I watched, mate. Clearly. Sergio Gomez has money at a Premier League title. Let that sink in. Equal Liverpool. That's quite scary. Good evening. Good morning, Pat.
Hello. Good morning, mate. Good morning, everyone. How are y'all?
Is this...
Don't mean to sound awful, but are you in an hospital bed?
No, I'm still in my
Are you in
bed.
A&E and you haven't told us?
Yeah. You do look like you're in a hospital bed. So if you're in your own bed...
Out live from A&E.
Do you have a hospital bed at home?
Do you know what? Up until 12 months ago, I did when I bloody was living off one leg.
Yeah. You can't sleep without...
Oh.
Beep, 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 beep.
You can stare at that for 90 minutes for a lot.
Sorry. Tell you, that's the best fan I've seen all day, that.
There you go.
What, a Chelsea fan?
No, there weren't any Chelsea fans. Evening, Andy.
Martin, I'll just move it over there so that it's an actual City fan. It's not fucking there.
Andy.
So Andy.
Oh,
Martin says it was you who assaulted Rodri with a Tizer can and not him.
No, we're not allowed to talk with Andy because Andy,
What?
how dare you take photographs of me and show them on stream without me knowing? Rude.
I just feel I have to show it the guys now because they won't know what we're going on about.
Yeah, that's true.
Andy, yeah, please share them out.
So so Martin sits just below me. He's beneath me, obviously. He's beneath me, and I just thought, who's that geezer? I thought, what's on his head?
It was sunglasses. And I've got a bald spot on my head, all right? Hang on a minute. Don't come in here. Because, hang on a minute. Hey, at least you've got photographic evidence I was at the ground. Can't say
By the way, I'm glad I could get you in for your first game of the season today, mate.
Yeah.
Is that why you were slagging me? Is that why you were slagging? He was slagging everyone off for going on the pitch, and then he went, "Where are your kids on the pitch?"
I just was calling everyone chaffs, but listen, each to their own. To be fair, I've done that one to death. Each to their own. Anyway, good evening, guys. Hope you're all well.
Good evening.
Judging by that photo, Martin looks like he sits in area 51.
Do you want to know what it is? I thought it's where his missus does that. That's why he's got a patch there.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on. Can I just say something? For I put a tweet while I was at the ground today. I don't know if Martin clocked it or he'd gone. I'm not taking a mickey there, by the way. Natalie Pike was interviewing Gundo, and she finished the interview by saying, "Thank you for everything you've done."
Oh.
I tweeted it, and Natalie's just liked it.
Yeah. I was just about to announce it as you came in, so you just totally stole my thunder away there.
Sorry if I'm quicker than you, mate.
No, yeah, that's exactly what she did end it with, saying thank you for everything you've done.
Let's be grateful. She interviewed Pep afterwards. Thank God she didn't end the interview by saying that to Pep. Thank you for everything.
Thanks for everything you've done, mate.
Oh,
and
God.
Everyone goes into panic mode. Why?
Yeah.
Was it? I mean, Pat, this looks like some sort of like weird movie. What Martin's recommended watching?
Yeah. Philadelphia.
It's not a bad cream cheese.
We've just done it looks like he's in hospital at the moment.
It was all too much.
Good evening, Blue Art.
I'm a spent force today, guys. Yeah, happy Monday.
By the way, I have got some videos that I'm going to share with everyone. I managed to get a few videos.
Whoa,
Not that I saw much of the trophy, because the City players and staff decided to spend 30 minutes down at the South Stand today. Thanks for that. There is 3 other tiers of a stadium. Don't know if you noticed that today, Andy. Let's all stay at the South Stand and don't move.
Yeah, and then when they'd finished there, they started to go back that way to the Colin Bell as if they was going there till they got turned back round.
Yeah. Laporte leaving, he was in floods of tears. I would say, I think he's gone. I think he knows he's gone.
Yeah, even when he was substituted, the way he applauded, like as if he was taking the moment in, he appreciated it was his last home game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was also said as well by Mene. Bernardo's body language said a lot as well.
Listen,
Well, I think the difference this summer is that someone with money is wanting Bernardo as opposed to someone with no money.
PSG want him.
Yeah. So it seems a lot more likely to me than every summer Barcelona twerking and then offering 50p in a packet of Twix.
Anyway, the league, should we get to that?
I had a Twix on my way home today.
Do you know do you know we should sign? We should get Vinicius in instead of Mahrez, because I tell you what, he needs to leave La Liga.
Did you see that red card? No thanks.
Yeah, that game. No, that he got racist abuse for 90 minutes,
did.
and the referee and everyone did nothing. He should have gone and headbutted the referee and got sent off after half an hour.
We're going to get into all that, FIFA, because I know Ozzy was fuming at the very beginning of the game. So one of 2 things happened. It's just totally ruined his fantasy football league, or he's got a bet on Haaland scoring 40 goals. There's some Ozzy's not telling us here, because Ozzy was very fuming at the very beginning. There was nought to play for, and Ozzy was like having a meltdown over the 11. I had to have a little therapy session for a minute with him going, now to play for, Ozzy. What are you on about? Relax. And Ozzy was having a meltdown. So was it?
I was having a meltdown that we risked to Kanji.
Jesus. But right, if anyone does not know, the team today went out was because Andy come up to me at the very beginning of the game. I met him at the City Square and he says, have you seen the team? And I went, no. He went, you need to see the team. It's the B squad. He went, Grealish got off the bus and looked like he'd been on the Raz all night. So he wasn't starting.
Not been on Raz. No, that's just coincidental that Sterling was there today.
Yeah. He'd had a late night, let's just say. There was 1 or 2 of the players got off the coach and looked like they'd had a bit of a late night. Which is fine. They're all adults and celebrating their title. So that's fine. But the team was as follows, which a lot of you will know. Ortega was in there, Walker, Akanji, Laporte, Rico Lewis, Calvin Phillips, Sergio Gomez, Phil Foden, Mahrez, Alvarez, and Cole Palmer. And then the bench was what I would like to call the Harlem Globetrotters of benches today, literally, has got to be the world record of the world's most expensive bench. Ruben Diaz.
Haaland Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Martin,
Ruben Diaz, John Stones.
You're starting to sound like Miguel Delaney going on about the most expensive bench ever.
Well, I did say that to Andy at the beginning.
It was the best. It was the best bench.
Must have been some money.
Yeah, it was the best bench ever.
Yeah,
But
it basically had all our superstars. Ozzy, tell us why was you don't need to tell us why, because I know you got your own personal reasons. You play. Listen, ladies and gents, this is an example. If you're gonna bet and it stops being fun, stop. You know what I mean? Stop being fun for Ozzy now. Ozzy, what was you fuming about?
Apart from the bleeding obvious, I'm not going to go into my own personal reasons. You've spelt it out for some people, so I'll move swiftly on.
So it's one of two. I've got what he's one of them. It's just which one it is.
So I'm going to go on to what I was also miffed about. Listen, I mean, I know it was, a rubber game. We've won the league. Doesn't matter. Agree with that. But I think for me, it was, we've got a winning team here. We expected a few to be rested, but you've got to keep that winning mentality. And as rubbish as Chelsea are, they're still a team that you still have to respect. You have to kind of go out there, give your best performance and keep this winning streak up. And, a lot of people can say, well, we won the game. It doesn't matter. But that was before the game. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. But for me, it was, look who we're playing, respect the team. And if we'd have lost today, it may have just took a little bit of the shine off of it, let's be honest. That's just me. That's how I felt at the beginning of this match. I just felt that we don't want to be losing this game, because for me, you've got to keep that winning side going. And that's what I was annoyed about. It doesn't matter that we won the game today. Yes, we got the result. But for me, there shouldn't have been the amount of changes there were. That's how I felt.
Maybe Pep give him a choice last night. Do you want to get drunk or do you want to play tomorrow?
That doesn't sound like Pep to me, Andy.
Some of them did get off the coach looking worse for wear.
I know. I've seen some of the pictures and some of the video
and
clips.
Pep did say as well, they asked him in his post-match about Brighton, and he went, it's up to them, they can do what they want now. I think he's literally just thought, do whatever you want until we hit Brentford. For a week.
I think Jack alluded to it when he was interviewed as well, that they would be having a team get-together tonight and then to concentrate on Brighton. I'm pretty sure if Grealish would have come on today, that there would have been question marks asked about an alcohol test, because he really, really did look a bit. You all right there, Pat?
Perone was not ill. Perone was at the Argentinian Under-20 World Cup. That's why he was not there.
Pat, are you carrying a drip round there as well in hospital?
Yeah, you thought those were headphones.
Maybe Natalie meant it just took place. I get what you're saying, Aaron. It wasn't the impression we all got in the stadium. Because I'll be honest with you, when I was in the stadium, when they put him on the screen, because as I remember right, it was the first one to go up on the screen, or maybe the second. And I thought, if he's going to sign, they'll announce it here. In front of everyone, while he's on the screen, and the in-house, get it announced. And he was really coy with it all.
Mm-hmm.
He looked really coy all day. It wasn't just then.
And Natalie looked really weird. And then when Natalie said at the end, we want to thank... Because all he said was, we've got 2 games. It's 2 games. 2-game season. And then she went, I just want to thank... And at the end, she just went, from all of us, I just want to thank you for everything you've done. And it was like... And everyone went, ooh. That was Aaron,
I'm trying to get confirmation of that phrase as we speak. I'm waiting for a reply.
And that's the thing. If you're going to get Kovacic, you wouldn't need Kovacic if you're keeping Gundogan. So, yeah, that's the other thing. Rich, what did you think of the 11? Was you happy? Or did you care?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we risked Akanji, but possibly Walker, but
Our squad's not that huge, Rich.
I would have perhaps given even another one or two youngsters a go. I don't know why after such hard games we'd have risked anyone tired. So pretty much, yeah, I'd have picked that 11. That was fine. We need to, at the moment, probably get one more game in each of the players' legs of our first 11. Give them half of them Brighton, half of them Brentford, and or rest them all for Brighton and give them all Brentford, and then just have that 11 focused Brentford, United, and Inter. I think that's the right thing to do.
Didn't you hear something today, Andy, at the ground? Sorry if I'm just putting you in the absolute hole here. Didn't mean to do that. I don't know if it was said to you in confidence. I won't mention the name who said it to you. I won't put you in that trouble. Weren't you told something about the idea is they all come back at Brentford, really?
It makes a lot of sense.
As a starting 11.
Yeah, we can sort of have this week off, basically. Yeah, all of a week off sort of thing.
Yeah, it
and
was.
Then come back next Sunday.
Yeah, and by the way, that come from somebody who's very, very close to the first team.
Yeah, it make a lot of sense to.
What you get when you lurk around City Square for 3 hours.
Give everyone some real proper recovery time, and then have that team focused for 3 games.
I'm just going to say this, Rich. Haaland doesn't need it. All right, he had the World Cup off. He can play.
So that's what it is. He's got a bet with Haaland on 40 goals. That's what it is.
Definitely.
Can I just say
a lot on it? I was like,
Martin, I can't concentrate. It looks like Pep is sat in between Ozzy's legs here. It's just.
Do you like the new background? New background.
Not the way it looks like.
You're right.
It looks like Ozzy's got a Brazilian there.
Ozzy looks like he's got an 8-foot torso.
Well, do you know what annoyed me today? I don't know. I'm going on about after the game more than I am before. Really, I got annoyed with Pep today. Because he turned to the South stand and went, all our love to our away fans. Has somebody told Pep the away fans are only the South stand? I'm like, what are you doing? Stop it. Behave. Anyway. Pat, what did you think of the... Are you all right now, Pat? Are you up and running?
Yeah, miraculous recovery.
Good.
Getting worried there, Pat.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I went in with an open mind as to what the lineup was going to be because, given the results against the Arsenal result against Forest, could have thrown anybody out there. I'm glad Haaland got a rest. I'll be quite happy for him to be wrapped up in cotton wool for the next 2 fixtures. So, that's all good for me. I don't really. I just know Aussie's got that bet riding. But, look, overall, look, I'm happy to see Calvin Phillips get a game, and he actually didn't play too badly. But then again, just shows anybody can have a good game when you're playing against a team who's on the beach. Good to see Palmer get a game. Look, I was okay with it, and I was interested to see how would it all go. But yeah, like we said, I think we're all on the beach as much as the teams were. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I'm with Julie, by the way. I think Haaland will still get 40 goals.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
How many doesn't he have to get 5 goals now?
No, he's got 36 and he's 4.
36-4. Right. Is it 40 he needs for the bet, Aussie, or
is it 40 or more or 40? It's the wording of it you've got to be careful of because I know some have got more than 40. Some have got 40 or more. Best of luck to you there, but now I know why you were pissed off. It's like, you could have started them all, but just start bloody Haaland at least. Andy, what did you think of that 11?
What, today? I was happy with that. I've said it a few times that I'd go weak, and as you know, I've been saying it's important that the Rodgers comes on in the second half late on just to keep that momentum going. Haaland, KDB, because it's easy to say, yeah, they'll be fine at Brent. Just play them at Brentford, ready for the final. No, they need a little bit of that momentum. You know, the match speed, and I was glad that they come on today. To be totally honest.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is it's a very hard game to judge.
Yep.
Because Chelsea were on the bench. On the bench. Chelsea were on the beach. They had no intention to make that game. Their fans had no intention to make that game. It was, for the first 20 minutes, I thought we were amazing. And then I just thought we went to testimonial mode a little bit. Yeah. And it was a very hard, because I know Rich is like, oh, Cole Palmer. Thought Cole Palmer did well, but his final ball was a bit did well getting to the byline, but do you know my issue with Cole Palmer today? It's going to sound awful. He got to the byline before anybody else.
We don't play that way anymore, though.
Exactly, that's my whole point. Cole Palmer was doing what Sterling was doing last season, and that isn't what we do anymore.
But he was playing a position he's never played. I mean, he was.
But he's very. Yeah. I understand what people are going to say. Play better. It's like I thought Calvin Phillips did okay today, but it's hard to judge that because it wasn't really a competitive game. If that makes sense, Chelsea were not trying at all.
Yeah, there was only one player on the pitch from Chelsea who was actually trying, and that seemed to be Sterling.
Yeah.
And that was half-assed at some points. So,
because to me, I went into that game, Bob. I said it on my show at the very beginning. I didn't care about the team. Said it to you, Ozzy, in the group. Didn't care about the team. Wasn't asked about the result. Today was just party time for me. Yeah, it was nice to get the result because of that, but I just felt it went a bit
boring.
Even the atmosphere went a bit flat. I don't know if you thought that, Andy. The atmosphere went a bit flat 20, 30 minutes in. We started out singing, and then it just went a bit...
It did, but listen, it would have gone out for it. It was a blessing in disguise today that we won the league yesterday, because it's give Pep the time now and the players to prepare properly rather than having to go full pelt today to win the game, to win the league. We've got three free hits, haven't we, to just give the players just enough minutes what we need in preparation for the finals. So it's bang on.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought Laporte and Akanji was a bit shaky as a partnership. Thought they got split open a bit too easy.
Is it fair to talk about the negatives today, though?
Well, that's what I mean. It's not a negative. I'm trying to do analysis on the game, but it's not a game.
There's no point, really. Honestly,
there's no analysis to do on the game. To me, I'd rather wax lyrical about what a bloody great team we have. And the fact is, right now, we're probably going to be 10 points clear of Arsenal by the end.
Yeah, it was a training game. That's all it was.
And I'm sorry for in the comments if you come on for deep analysis of the game. It's a very hard game to do analysis on, because, like we said, we don't want to say anything negative about players. We don't want to, because it wasn't a competitive game as sorts, really. Ortega was great. I'll give Ortega was amazing today.
I thought Foden was. I thought Foden was brilliant in midfield.
Foden was. Yeah, Alvarez, great finish. Then I thought he went out the game. But again, it was one of them games. I thought Chelsea were pants. I mean, I've got to give it to the Chelsea fans. At least they came. They didn't sing. Didn't do a lot. But they came. So they must have come for a day out. I don't know.
It's a nice day out. I mean, look, nice weather.
But yeah, I mean,
Proper pie and chips.
how amazing is this
Put
team?
in chips, peas. I mean, I can get.
Mine, you talking about how good this team. I mean, over the last week, really, it's the media have been kind of going, "Is this the best Premier League side ever?"
Yeah,
it's been very much that has been the kind of, is this the best team we've ever seen in the Premier League? And they've been putting up against the likes of the Arsenal Invincibles and the treble-winning side of United in the 90s and the Liverpool sides, and and we've only won one cup. Okay, now this team is brilliant. There's no denying that. But I think it's been very much like I felt like they're waiting for City to fall. They're waiting for City to slip up. I don't know if anybody else has felt like that, but it just seems that some people in the media seem to be just planting that seed. Like, all right, are they the best team? But hang on a minute, they've only won one cup.
Or damning with fake praise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been. There was a very interesting chat. I think it was on ESPN here where they're talking about was it the best team, but I think in the end they kind of concluded that you can't really compare the sport from 30 years ago with today, because today the players far more skillful. They're far quicker. They're actually, they're stronger athletes. I mean, fitness and everything has improved a mile. So if you were to play it, in all realism, if you were to put City's team today up against United's team of 30 years ago with a modern referee, City would probably go double figures. I mean, you can't doubt that. But it isn't. It's not a fair comparison, because if you were to put City's team today, having with the training and regime and manager of 30 years ago with the referee from 30 years ago, they'd probably be deeply offended when they got kicked off the park by Roy Keane in challenges they haven't seen.
I mean, Roy Keane was saying
I just say, by the way,
it's a different sport. It's a different sport, and they are the best. I think they play the best style and the best coach team the Premier League's ever seen. But
I'm just going to say this. Sorry, Buddy Duck, you are a legend. Gifted another 10 subs out to people. I think the 7 or 8 of them might have been grabbed up. Big thank you, Muddy Duck. You are a legend, mate. Thank you so much for that.
Do you want to know why we are the best Premier League team of all time?
Because we're City. We're the best team in the land and all the world.
No. And this is my gauge on it. Apart from City, some of the United teams was compared as the best in Premier League area. So I gauge us being the best by people like Ferdinand putting us up there as the best. When you've got ex-United players who played in some of these teams actually considering City as the best, you have to listen to that.
Yeah, I mean, Roy Keane was doing that on Sky today. He was going, this is the best team he's seen play.
Is that what he said? I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything from Sky.
That's what I'm saying, Ozzy. So you have to listen to the players who've played in what are considered as the best Premier League teams, aren't you? Now, if they're saying it like Roy Keane, Ferdinand, even the likes of I've heard Rooney quoted as saying it, even my mate Gary Neville, you've got to listen to the likes of Shearer's, top class players, the Thierry Henrys. They're quoting this team as the best Premier League team ever. So why shouldn't we?
Yeah.
No, yes,
right.
BB.
I mean, I said something slightly controversial on our last stream where I said, I thought, not at me then.
Oh, I'm nodding because I'm letting you full talk. I'm concentrating on the comments. By the way, no, they can't cancel Coldplay. That's locked and done. Part of the arrangement of us having the ETIHAD. So if there is any screenings, it'll probably be either at the Academy Stadium or they'll put somewhere on in town. But I doubt there'll even be a screening now, if I'm honest. because of that.
It's quite sad. I mean, we can cancel so many things nowadays, but we can't cancel Coldplay, who would be one of the first things I'd cancel.
We can't cancel them because it's part of the arrangement we have with the council, Rich. So
Yeah, they need cancelling though.
It'll be better at the academy. Listen, we're not going to get 50,000 people. What's going to watch a screening? Are we? The academy is beneficial to everything. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they should just have a massive screen up at Lime Park on the hill.
Can I just come to that, Donna? I've had issues all day, so I don't apologise. What I'll do is, Donna, I'll email you when I come off this. I know it will be late, and we'll meet up tomorrow, if that's all right. I know you're in town till tomorrow. I'll come to wherever you are, and I'll come and collect it. Thank you very much, Donna. Just let me know in the comments if that's all right. It's been a very hectic day, so I haven't forgotten, Donna. I know you're here for a couple of days, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Go on.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is on the last stream I said something a little controversial, which I said Pep could be the greatest manager the Premier League has seen. You know, and I mean, a lot of people will go Alex Ferguson, yes, but I just think in the short space of time, what Pep has done and the way he has changed the Premier League, you know, English football has just been immense.
I think you're spot on, Ozzy. But you know what? The difference is Pep is a coach and Ferguson was a manager, and Ferguson, you know, in terms of coaching, he's not halfway to Pep. But Ferguson had a different job. Ferguson was a lot more involved in signings and behind the scenes in general management, whereas Pep is a pure coach, and Pep's changed football. Pep is up there with Cruyff and Sarki as one of the most influential figures in the history of football. You know, I guess you could say someone like Don Revie going back in time. Someone who's actually changed the sport, changed the way everyone plays, changed the nature of the game. He's influenced the Spanish team, the German team, the England team, you know, and influenced the whole league. You know, you see kids on football pitches, you know, in Australia goalkeepers trying to pass the ball out from the back and stuff. So Pep's changed the football world, whereas Ferguson was a manager. Ferguson did things that Pep doesn't have to do. But Ferguson wasn't an amazing coach. He was
a bully.
The greatest, he was the greatest manager I think seen, and Pep's the greatest coach Premier League seen, and you know that's the way I'd always settle the argument. I think they had different jobs, but Pep is, as you're right, Pep is generational, absolutely generational.
Yeah, that totally makes sense, Rich. It really does. I mean, you know, I know this is maybe premature, but I mean, I can't see what's stopping him staying longer and doing 4 in a row. Do you know what I mean? He's just got that drive and ambition.
Pep says contract's for another 2 years.
Another 2 years, mate.
I know there's another 2 years, but what I'm saying is beyond that.
You meant 4 Champions Leagues on the track, did you?
Yeah.
I was going to say that's what I was like. What do you mean? Has he got some breaking news?
But his wife and kids still live in Barcelona. That can only last for so long.
I thought one of his kids, or one of them, lives with him, don't they? And one's left and one's with his wife. I thought his son had stayed in Manchester.
I'm not sure, but I know his daughters are still in Barcelona, but that can only happen for so long. I know it's not a million miles away, but although it'd be great if you could just see your missus every once in a while.
I was going to say your wife would probably have you living in a different country, wouldn't she?
Ali, when you going to Tenerife, mate?
Next door to you, mate.
Hang on a minute, bear breaking news. When's Alec Johnson going to Tenerife? You going next week? Let me know. We'll have a beer, mate. Sorry. Just a bit of holiday chat there. Do you know why I don't? And Pat, I want to get you on this. Do you know why I don't? I'm about to say something I might get killed for.
Say it. I want to see you get killed.
Do you know why I don't?
That's all right. I'm nearly dying in hospital, according to you lot.
Yeah.
That's why he's all in black.
Self-mourning, yeah. More like self-loathing.
He's really a rag. That's why he's all in black. It's a funeral for Manchester United. The reason I don't class Arsenal's Invincibles as top echelons, got 11 draws in that whole season.
Yeah.
When you
That's what
look,
they did, but
No,
to
but
not,
Rich,
to
when
not
you
lose
look-
a game in 38 is incredible
Rich,
achievement.
all right then, go undefeated and draw every game. You're relegated.
Well, no, you
So
wouldn't.
yes, most seasons,
look at-
Rich, you draw every game, 38 points, you're relegated.
Yeah, but they didn't.
You're not going to
that. They
go
went-
down with we're the
But
Invincibles.
Martin, they won 27 games. I mean, you know, that was an incredible
Rich,
achievement.
behave.
Today's
Rich,
City side
if
is
we
better
draw-
than them. Without
We
a
draw
doubt.
11 games now, you don't win the league.
Rich, I can easily beat this. Do they feature in the
Yeah.
top 5 Premier League teams of all time? No, they don't.
You're getting
Depends how
caught up
many-
in this goal
depends-
trophy thing.
Depends how many City sides you're allowed.
All right then, let me put. Are they better than the Centurions, Rich?
No, I think
Right.
City
Are they
side
better
of the
than
last
the?
5-6
Are they
years.
better than the Formidables?
Yeah, but that's the same side. I think, you know, you've
What?
got to be. Well,
Yeah. What?
are you get no, Martin. If
I
you're
can't
talking about
believe
individual,
he's arguing for Arsenal
if you're
right here.
talking,
What
no,
the
I'm
hell?
just saying. Are you saying that City's last 5 titles is 5 different City sides, or are you saying, you know, I'm saying one Pep City is, you know, because it's
That
changed
isn't how
every
the
season.
judge, Rich. They're
Or
not
are you talking
judged
about an
like
individual
that.
season? No, are you talking about the team, the Wenger team at its peak, or are you talking about one individual season? Because obviously the 5 best teams in Premier League history are City's 5 title-winning teams.
Okay,
the
then.
last
All right then. Where would you put
6
Arsenal's
years.
Invincibles in the all-time greats then? Put them, and you can include the '99 squad, the Centurions, and our 11 now,
If you were having a one,
and even the Chelsea Lampard one.
Okay,
First
so-
Mourinho stint.
so I'll put a caveat on mine, but in terms of the sides, they would be below City top, then Liverpool, then United's treble side, then Chelsea's 98-point side, and then Arsenal. That would be so.
Hang on, right? Is this in reverse?
City top. City's
Which
team of
one?
the Pep team. I'm just going the last 5 years. Calling that one team because it's evolved.
Because it's different tactics, Rich.
Well, in that case, the best team ever in Premier League history was the Centurions, followed by the City team now, followed by the City team in 19, followed by the City team last season, followed by the City team
Right.
in the other one of the years we went.
Yeah.
So the top 5 were all City. So there you go.
Right. Okay then.
But
No, but the reason why, Rich, because it's different personnel. 2 of our players from last season now are our rivals.
yeah, so that's 5
Oh,
different
of course,
sides.
a
then.
different
So-
team. Yeah, it's a different team.
Let's
But
see.
my point is, Rich,
Yeah.
if we win the treble this year, that eclipses the Centurions, hands down. Game over. See you later, Rich.
Yeah, if we win the treble, let's go and do it. But I do think that as a one-off achievement, going unbeaten in the league a whole season is an immense achievement. I don't think they're better than us. No, not close. And you know, I think we'd batter them if we played them in a game. But I think that is an immense achievement, and it's an
Rich.
achievement that none of the sides who are better than them have managed to do.
Yeah, but Rich, like in your top 5 of Premier League all-time great teams, they're in your top 5.
No, the top 5 are City. The City's 5 title-winning teams in the last 6 years.
Take your biased hat off for a second, Rich. Right? Even including the other teams, okay, that not just City, all right, because you have to put some respect on some other teams here. Does Arsenal feature in the top 5?
If I include, so you're saying if I include Pep City as one team, Klopp's Liverpool as one team, then yeah, they would be in the top 5, but in about 5th place.
I'm not even
Mourinho's
sure how
Chelsea.
you're getting Klopp's team in there, if I'm honest. But there you go. Okay.
I think Klopp's Liverpool team's the 2nd best team the Premier League's ever
We
seen. after
batter them all
City's
together.
Pep's team. Klopp's Liverpool side would have battered Fergie's United side. No question. They were faster, stronger, better. And it's just they had us in the league, beating them. That 18-19 Liverpool side, I'd say, is the second best Premier League side after Pepsi.
So with that logic, Leicester should be in there then.
No, because Leicester were terrible. They just got lucky. That Liverpool side who got 98 and 99 points behind us was.
So did Blackburn get lucky?
Blackburn, they did get lucky. They got some old bloke who lost his marbles
Rich,
and decided to spend all his
when
money
did
on
you
them.
turn into Alan?
What's Alan about saying that Klopp Liverpool sides is a great side? I mean,
Pat, will you do us a favour?
As good as us.
Pat, will you do us a favour? Will you go around to Rich's now, okay, and take that mask off and reveal the Scooby-Doo moment, please? Because
he's going September.
Yeah.
Andy,
sorry,
where do you
there's no way Alan would ever say something positive about Liverpool, so I don't know what you're on about.
Where do you on this?
Are
you with me and Oz there, or are you with Rich? That the Arsenal Invincibles needs a bit more credit.
A bit more. You're right when you say a bit more credit, because the amount of draws what they had. You can talk to some of the players and they'll tell you in a lot of games they was lucky. Listen, it's like comparing apples to pears, isn't it? Now, the different athletes than there was, say, in 1992. You know, the goalkeepers are better, they're more technical. The players are more technical now. The pace on the players now, even an average
far more skillful today.
Yeah, so it's not even worth comparing, to be honest.
Thanks for watching, though.
What was it? Who was that then?
Just ETIHAD singer said, all I can see is a bunch of plastics talking.
Hello, Mr. United fan.
He's United or Liverpool. He's definitely red.
No difference, is there?
He's definitely a red.
It could be Wrexham.
Oh, I'll tell you this, Pat, you can come on this. I heard some guy on Talk Shit yesterday. I kid you not, I can't let this go. I've got to say it.
Let it go.
He went on Talk Sport. Who was he on with? Somebody, and someone in the chat's probably heard this. And they were praising Pep because he won the league. And the guy comes on, and he was a Scouser, Liverpool fan. He went, Jurgen Klopp's the greatest ever Premier League manager to ever grace England.
I've got some here for you. Some KDB seems to have not been on his game. You know, not happy for past couple of weeks. Apparently it's because his grandfather passed away recently, so that's why he's not been himself. It's come out.
Is that what it was? Well, thoughts and prayers to him, then.
Yeah.
I knew there was some.
You know what? Personal. You know what? If you remember the goal he scored away at Real Madrid in that, he had his face buried in his hands. So, mate, I'm thinking that it might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I thought it was just.
Go back and look at the reaction to after he scores the goal at Bernabeu. That looked like something. Yeah, something has happened. Yeah,
I thought it was revenge, Pat, because somebody was Courtois was banging his ex.
Yeah, but he's already banged a couple of goals past Courtois already in previous matches against Real Madrid.
Yeah. So anyway, so that explains it anyway. Thanks, Sue, as well, for who's just messaged me that.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. And that's a thoughts prayers with him, and it shows you football's more things more important than football. But anyway, just this Liverpool fan was going on to the government. But what about Pep? So obviously the 115 charges came into play, as they got mentioned on Match of the Day last night again, and as they're getting mentioned a lot again. So the guy went, all right then. He said, fair enough. You don't want to give it to Pep. He said, what else then? He said, is he better than Ferguson? He went, yeah. Ferguson only did it with United for 2 or 3 years. Klopp's won everything in this country. Like, this is what some rivals actually think. It just mesmerizes me. And I was sat there, me and my missus, even my missus was laughing. She's not a big football fan. And
no, she's laughing at you. She was laughing at you, mate.
She turned around and she went, who is this dickhead? And I went, I'm driving. I'm driving. Sorry, love. You're marrying him. But no, Yeah, it just shows you what. Oh,
Yeah.
the thing is, when we
Unlike
talk
Klopp, Ferguson and Pep have never had the world's best goalkeeper, world's best centre back, world's best fullbacks, world's best forward, and world's best midfield playing for them. Klopp did have
I'm
all
laughing
that.
at Rich and I'm laughing at Andy because I know what he's doing off camera and know what you're saying.
That's what I was doing off camera, mate.
No, do you know what? I've come to a decision. You're never ever gonna. It's always going to be a pointless debate because it's always going to be a subjective argument. United fans will always give their 99 team it. Arsenal fans will always give it their Invincibles. Liverpool are always going to give it to that 18-19 team. We've got 5 teams we can go at. And for the sheer facts of stats, no other manager has won what Pep Guardiola has won.
Yeah. And, you know,
by the way, in the space of time he's won it in. Because that has to be factored in here.
And that was my point earlier.
And it's also this. You can't make truly rational comparisons. I mean, you get it in not just here, but you get it in every sport. It's like saying who's the best, Grand Prix driver, Fittipaldi or Lewis Hamilton. The fact is that Lewis Hamilton would be doing about 4 laps in the times that, some of those original drivers would be doing 1, but they're not driving the same machines. They're not, they're elite athletes now. And as opposed to, semi-amateur drivers, Tiger Woods could outdrive, Jack Nicklaus by 100 meters, but it's not a fair comparison because everyone's grown up in a different world. And today's footballers are faster. They're far more skillful. They're much more protected. You wouldn't get away. I think when years ago, and Andy, you'll have been there watching, Steve McMahon and Vinnie Jones get stuck into each other. You'd be off the pitch in 20 seconds doing some of the stuff that you used to be able to get away with.
Andy was around when Troutman broke his neck. He was at the game.
It's just a different sport.
I was there when he broke through to our youth team.
And we thank you for your service in the war.
Yeah. It is a different sport. And, it's the fact is today's teams under today's rules would absolutely murder the teams from 30 years ago. They'd be sticking 10 goals past them. But that doesn't mean they're better because, it's just a different game. It's a different sport.
Just off subject quickly. I don't know what they're saying, but apparently they're interviewing Haaland on the pitch. And I can't remember if it was Danny or whether it was Nat. Was it Nat, Andy, who interviewed Haaland?
Depends what you're going to say, mate.
Well, he said to Haaland, did you expect this in your first season, score all these goals and win the league?
Yeah,
and he went, yeah. He said, I knew we'd win the league. It was just so cool and calm from him. He went, yeah, got the medal. He went, I expected to score goals, but not as many. It was like, you're such an arrogant sod, but I tell you what, you've got bags of confidence, you lad.
Yeah.
Can I say something a bit off topic? Going to say something a little bit off topic. I want to get your spin on it, gents. Right. When Raheem Sterling was with us, he got criticised and he'll always be remembered for all the chances what he missed. Haaland's banged them away this season, but as many as he's banged away, he's probably missed. How come it's judged different?
You want the honest truth, Andy, or you want me to lie? Because I think there's a big elephant in the room.
No.
Honestly, for me, because he's black.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's what I think. Some of this does come down to racism.
I'm not leaving because of that comment. I've just had a message. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving on that one thinking I'm getting out of that because Ozzy's just thrown that one.
To be honest, Ozzy, what Ozzy's saying is true because if you want to use a similar comparison, and I've heard this from Arsenal fans as well too, where some of them actually say you can't even criticise Bukayo Saka on a bad game because you'll get certain parts of the fan base come out and saying you can't criticize. But if you criticise him, they'll say, "Oh, you criticise him because he's a black man."
Yeah,
it's like no, he's had a poor game. We're early his rights to criticise if he's had a bad game. That has absolutely nothing to do with it. And I think also, too, that missed penalty in the Euros is also a factor as well, too. It's a damn shame.
It is. It's a shame when these things happen, in all honesty, you know, when people forget that, you know.
Absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, we were just commented about, you know, Vinicius Junior at Real Madrid. You know,
that's right. Yes, I've read that tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that none of us want in our sport, you know, because there are so many talented players. Doesn't matter, you know, where you come from, they all deserve the respect. You know, so sadly for me, that is something that we need to rid of the game. But you know, I was very happy to see that a lot of City fans actually gave him the plaudits today.
Yeah,
even though I was on his back on our last stream, you know, I've got nothing but respect for Raheem Sterling. I think what he did for City.
I thought he was brilliant for City, mate. I really did. And his goals per ratio before Haaland come in was only, I think, was it third to Aguero and Messi. And it's just a shame that he always gets remembered for, you know, the misses what he made. Well, as I say, I can count at least 20 Haaland's missed this season, but because he's the new toy, if you like, you know, nobody's going to have a pop. Not that I want people to have a pop at him. I just think Sterling deserves a bit more respect for his time at City, you know, with what he contributed for us. And he only went because of the reason that Pep doesn't want to play with fast players anymore. And I do think Sterling's lost his pace a little bit.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's also that Sterling, I think he started thinking because he wasn't getting the big games, and I think because I think he wanted to be the superstar and he never seemed to get that at City. I think that is one of the reasons he went to Chelsea. You know,
I'm sure getting back home to, you know, to London and, you know, all his family and things like that must make a bit of a difference as well. I mean, he's quite a sort of quiet, you know, family, a lot of stuff around the house kind of person. So I'm sure there's other reasons too, but I think his time was up, and you know, his last contribution was burning around the outside of a Villa fullback and putting in a ball to win us the league. So he
started the comeback in that game.
Good way to go. Good way to go.
I've also heard that he's going back to Liverpool next season. So watch this space on that one.
Just talking about Haaland, though, do we see him repeating the goals that he scored this season? Is it just a one league? You know, the first time coming into this team, he's just scored all these fantastic goals, and will it implode next season? Will he score not as many?
No.
You know, what do we think? Because there's all like that could happen. I'm not saying it's going to.
I think he'll score more important goals next season than quantity. It'll be a case of quality rather than quantity, I think, next season.
It all depends on fitness too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If he plays as many games as this season, he'll get 30 odd Premier League goals again.
I think there's a possibility there he could set the marker. He could start setting the marker that you must score 30 or more a season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not
saying he'll score as many goals as he will this season. I think everybody has some form of a slump in their second season, but I think he will still be knocking on the door of 30 goals every year consistently.
I just wanted to ask your opinion on that, because it does bug me, because I just think, you know, I get when he left us in the summer that he didn't sign a young City fan's shirt, but he was put in a position where he just basically, right, you're a Chelsea player now. There's queues of Chelsea fans, and he just looked at the City shirt and he was like, "Now, people who look after the players should have avoided that," because he was put in an awkward position. I just think that he deserves more respect for his time at City than what he has been given. You know, he was given then when he was a City player, and B now that he plays for Chelsea.
Yeah, and I think one thing I've always found a load of nonsense is, you know, kind of not celebrating against your old clubs. Like, seriously, I mean, if you've moved clubs, you should celebrate scoring. And honestly, if you think about if you ever, you know, when you played, you know, amateur football or sport, whatever, nothing's better than beating your mates. Nothing. So scoring against your old club would be twice as good as scoring against anyone else. Not because you want to rub their face. Well, maybe because you do want to rub their face in it, but you want to bloody celebrate. And I remember, fans saying, "Oh, they'd never like Dickov again because he celebrated. Was it for Leicester scoring against us and stuff?" And it's like, no, if you've gone, you celebrate. You celebrate for the team you play for. And I think way too much is made of some of these, ways players behave when they go back. They should just behave like they would against anyone else, honestly. And then after the game, go and see their old teammates, wave to the fans, whatever. But before the game and until the final whistle, like you're playing anyone else, you want to win, you want to score, and you want to celebrate. And good on you. Whether you're playing for us or against us.
It's disrespectful, isn't it, Rich, as well, for the club what you're playing for. You want to, I get both sides in all honesty, yeah, because you don't want to annoy, I think it'd be different if, say, it'd be more understandable if, say, Foden went and played for Chelsea and he scored, pretty much like Lampard did when he played for us. He didn't, when he scored against Chelsea, he didn't want to celebrate. I get that because Chelsea's his club. But if it's say normal Joe Bloggs, who's an Adebayor, I'll use for instance, where he's a bit of a prostitute the way he goes around his clubs and stuff like that. He'll play for anyone. I get that. Where they celebrate, but I also get it if it's say if Foden went to Chelsea and he scored against us.
Don't you think it would have been better if when Dennis did it, he'd have run around the stadium waving his City shirt around his head? And then got in the face of the United manager and stuff like,
No, I reckon if he'd have celebrated like Adebayor when he scored against Arsenal, that'd have been more appropriate.
Are you upset because we sang Raheem Sterling is 12th in the league?
No, I just think he deserves more credit, mate, for his time at Sir.
No, he does. No, I agree with that. But
what took you anyway? I thought you'd been to Turkey then.
Because of the lovely tan. No, the simple fact is, listen, I think Sterling was very, very good for us. I'll always thank him. But he was a bit of a knob on the way out.
Hey,
and he was.
I'm glad the majority gave him.
No, I'm not saying booing. I'm not saying booing. But what was the difference between what he did and what Cancelo did?
For a start,
Cancelo
for a start, he didn't
and had to be pulled off by players.
No.
Allegedly.
No. I'll explain what I mean by that. Let me explain.
No, that did happen.
Yeah, I know it happened. But also Sterling and Pep had an argument, which we all know about, just before the Fulham game, if you remember.
Different having an argument and actually assaulting your manager.
Yeah. But hang on a minute. Let me bloody explain before you all jump.
You're being outvoted, mate.
No one.
We're just saving you. We're saving you from saying something daft.
No,
Martin.
I'm not.
Yeah, we are.
Let me explain.
I'll be back when we go from a sponge bath.
Cancelo left and got in mood because he said he wasn't getting minutes. He was the second highest appearance maker at that time of the season. Raheem Sterling said the exact same thing when he left. He wasn't getting the game time. And statistically, he was either the second or the top appearance person at the time.
Can I go first on this?
What's the difference? Apart from obviously the bust up wanting to knock Pep's head off.
Right. Okay. Bearing, the big factor in it.
All right. Also, but that's what I mean. But now I've said that, changes the question a bit.
So another factor is Sterling said it after he left the club. Yeah. Not while he was still at the club. Well, not while he's still technically being paid by the club. Sterling's not got a history of that at any of the other clubs. Cancelo's got a history of that and all the clubs what he's played for, considering he's still a young lad and he's had more club. He's played at more.
He's never gone more than 3 seasons at a club.
Yeah. He's played at more clubs than Bernard Manning, mate.
Yeah. And then, this year...
forgotten how Sterling acted getting out of Liverpool.
Oh, please, Martin.
It's totally
really?
Have we forgotten that
different.
one? Has that gone over?
Totally different. And he was a young kid then. He was a teenage kid.
All he did was say he wants to leave to join a better club. nothing wrong with that. He did.
Yeah, exactly.
And he got 4 Premier League trophies for doing it.
If they stayed at Liverpool, just would have got
People
that
in the
one.
comments agree with me, yeah, but never mind, boys. You can all come at me.
No, they spell.
Yeah.
You don't spell that word with a C in it.
No, listen, I'm not. Listen,
Yeah.
I love Sterling. I think Sterling. See, I'm a bit against any former player being booed. I'm a bit like that with it. I feel, Zinchenko's been a bit of an ass. But I'm not gonna.
Martin, there's a
I
difference.
still didn't boo him when he came back with Arsenal. I know some did.
Martin, there's also a difference between you look at how many times Pep has had a go at players this season. He's had a go at the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and others in this team. The difference is that when Pep and Sterling argued, Sterling didn't show that he was to say, Pep, you're wrong, or you know what, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to go out on that pitch and do it. That's the difference between Sterling and every other player that stayed to try and prove Pep wrong that they could do it. Like Walker Pep saying, you can't play in that position. And what did he go and do? He went out on the field and proved him wrong to an extent.
And a shining light is Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake, that's how you go about it.
I'm not hating him. I
But
thought Sterling
Martin,
could handle his departure better.
Yeah, Martin, where I think you're a little bit out of order on Sterling is that Cancelo comparison. Cancelo, in 6 years, Cancelo is the only player that Pep has felt the need to kick out of the squad because he is affecting the entire squad with his behaviour. Mm-hmm. And at no point did Sterling ever do that. At no point was there any suggestion that Sterling was.
Is that factual, Rich? When Sterling's already come out and Barcelona came out?
I think
I'm going to Rich before I'm about to give you a little fact. That will shoot your little fairly right back down right now.
Well, no, it's fairly obviously fact because Sterling.
It's not Rich. Not Rich. Sterling and Barcelona have come out with a brand new, different story since he left.
Cancelo was kicked out at 2 days' notice because of the influence he's having. So are you genuinely saying that Sterling was disrupting the squad the way Cancelo was?
No, Rich.
It's quite clear he wasn't.
Rich, this is not shout over you, my point's louder. This ain't that game. The point I'm making is, Rich,
slandering some great City players.
No, I'm not Rich. Rich, you've got your nose firmly up his backside and no one can do that wrong to you.
Martin, we just have done and apologised for Rich for being wrong.
I'm not. Rich is not wrong. Rich is not right, and I'll explain why.
So Sterling is as bad as Cancelo.
What deal was nearly negotiated last January?
Which one?
Where was Raheem Sterling nearly going last January?
Real Madrid
or Barcelona?
It was never in the running for Barca.
It was being negotiated.
Not Barca, mate.
That's not Barca.
Ozzy, that's come out from his agent.
No, it wasn't Barca.
Wasn't Barca, mate. It was Real Madrid.
It was Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Martin, you
exactly.
I'm
Martin, you absolutely no.
Rich, you just said Pep's never got anybody out in the middle of January that quick.
No.
Pep and Sterling had their fallout last January.
Martin,
he nearly went out the door.
Use your ears. I said
Rich,
at no point in City's thing have we had to take a player out because they are so disruptive.
Last season, we nearly did.
We've kicked them out, but we didn't. Point proven.
Because of semantics. Because they couldn't get the deal done.
Okay. He's worse than Cancelo.
I'm not saying that, Rich.
What? You're just talking nonsense.
You're making Sterling out to be a white angel. Look at me.
No, I'm not.
I'm stuck in the middle of these two. It's like being stuck between two parents.
I think we should have a vote on this. Put your hand up. Put your hand up.
To the left of me.
Who's worse? Who's worse?
I'm stuck in.
You think Rich is right?
Who's worse, Cancelo or Sterling? Who's more disruptive, Cancelo or Sterling? Cancelo every day.
I don't even put Sterling as worse, mate.
Who came up with this Sterling? Who came up with the Sterling subject?
Ozzy.
Andy.
No, Matt, listen, hands up if you think Rich is right.
That's fine. I'm not bothered. Rich is good. People can disagree with me all they want. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about popularity contests. But I understand people
Excuse
are
me,
very different.
what did you just say?
I'm not bothered about popularity contests.
Only 5 minutes ago, Martin, you were turning around going, everyone in the comments is agreeing with me.
No, because people in the comments are understanding what I'm saying. You're not.
Yeah.
You're turning around. Right, no, listen. Let's be really close here. Let's be really straight.
Go on, mine.
Raheem Sterling was seen as some sort of world-class goat at Manchester City by a lot of fans. And they were very upset when he left. But when you dig and deep dive into Raheem Sterling at Manchester City and look at his his statistics,
he was crap, Andy.
So you take away his goals and his assists.
To do with that, mate. But like I said on the other channel, he went 6 months and did jack shit.
There we go. Top. What did I just say, Andy? He said he was going for shit.
No, but Ozzy didn't, and that was fact.
Because
I was interviewing fans, Ozzy. I was interviewing fans coming out the Etihad where people wanted him dropped instantly.
And what did he do, Martin?
For as many times as he was hot, he was also very, very cold.
I remember people wanting Rodri dropped.
I'm not even having a go at Sterling, but to me, if a fan pays the money, they can boo and bloody cheer whoever they bloody want for me.
Let's get on to Alvarez today.
Let them do it.
He's always had this Sterling agenda. That's the thing.
No, I haven't. I've just not got my nose up his ass like some others have.
Calm down.
And the fact is, people couldn't understand.
Breathe.
I don't get this world-class nonsense. Martin, he's not world-class.
Breathe with me.
I could have done a better job today on the pitch than what he did for Chelsea. He was garbage.
No, you shouldn't have been on the pitch.
I wasn't. My children were.
Don't lie, Martin.
Chavs.
I don't mind. Listen, football is an emotional game and we're allowed to get emotional.
Andy, we can't talk about Alvarez. We can't talk about Alvarez, by the way, because Martin's got that. That's another agenda of his. So
I just think it's good having a mass debate between us all.
Quite right, Anne-Marie. Hang on, whoa, where's Anne-Marie?
The nurse will kick me out.
Where's Anne-Marie?
Is Anne-Marie in here?
Where's that come from?
She's with Pat. That's why he was still in bed.
Where's that come from?
I started talking about Mahrez and she was out like a flash.
Where's Anne-Marie? Who's on about racism? If anyone's having a go at Sterling for racism, they're disgusted and need banning from human society, full stop. Not just football, they need banning out of human society.
Hang on. Anne-Marie. No, stop.
Oh, God.
So glad we passed the water. Where is Anne-Marie, Blue Heart? Where is she?
Can we also mention something amusing too? And I'm sure Haaland himself would probably find it quite funny with this.
We couldn't get in some of his under.
Haaland spent several seasons at Dortmund trying to win trophies, and I think he got a German Cup. He leaves Dortmund now. It looks like his former club's going to win the league next weekend.
Yeah.
He also dropped an F-bomb live on Sky Sports.
Good. I need to watch all this. Stop spoiling it off.
Yeah,
he said,
I
love you. He said, I love you, fucking British. You know, so.
No, we've had that comment up by Liz once. Oh, look at him going back. He's going back to the comments.
Yeah, there we go. See, told you.
Hang on, go back to the last one you put on.
I never called him Godry. That was Aaron Abdallah.
I demand satisfaction.
Now Martin calls him Godry. From Plodry to Godry.
Oh, I love him.
This week.
It was Rosemary, lads. At least
Anne-Marie.
You did say Anne-Marie. Anyway, no. Today was no. To me, we got a win, and we celebrated the league. 5 out of 6, and our season's still not over. This is mad to even say this. But we've got an FA Cup final. And then we've got a Champions League final.
Martin, can I ask you on the panel something? Do you think, and with respect to Brighton and Brentford, of course, because they've had good seasons, but do you think they are too, I wouldn't say ideal, but they're very good sort of matches to play or good opposition to play in warm-up to the 2 cup finals? I think they're two good squads to play.
Isn't it Brighton just need a point to secure?
No,
Well, after they beat Southampton, they're all hugging on the pitch and everybody was celebrating. So I think they've
Brighton are
in Europe.
I think they've already got Europe.
I think they are, but I thought they had to at least have a point to make sure
they guarantee Conference League minimum.
That's what I mean. I think they want. They don't want conference. They want to go to Europa.
I've got a question. Does anyone know this? Does anybody know if 5th place gets the Champions League if we win it, or is that gone?
I think them days have gone.
I've seen people talk about it in the chat, but I don't know if it's true or not. I know it used to be.
Now,
He's a naughty boy, FIFA. It's my son, FIFA. I can't time him out. He's telling porkies.
I think when you say Brighton need a point, Villa would have to turn around a 16 goal difference in.
Yeah, basically Brighton.
Games.
There's an extra point right there. Yeah.
Brighton can Villa win 10-0 and Brighton lose 4-0 twice, then they won't get in, and it's in the Europa because of Newcastle and United being, if they qualify for Europe, 6th place gets it. So for Brighton not to get in, either Liverpool have to get in top 4, which is pretty unlikely. I mean, United lose twice, I guess they can, but it's a pretty big requirement for them not to make it. But if anyone can lose twice and let Liverpool in the Champions League, it's United.
Oh, is that come off Sky? Manchester City told Sky Sports today is not a day to be asking questions about the future as doubts continue over Ilkay Gundogan.
Yeah, I did hear that.
It's not looking good for Gundo.
No, and I think with the rumours that Bernardo Silva may go to PSG as well, that's slightly concerning that we're going to lose 2 experienced midfielders. And
because we'll bring in Tim. You're all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Martin, that you're saying that, but at the same time, that's a big change to our midfield.
If you got to change up, mate. You stand still in football, you're going backwards.
Yeah, but I think everyone, I genuinely think he won't decide till after the season's ended. He won't. And Barcelona aren't allowed to sign anyone at the minute.
Really,
so
Rich?
Barcelona aren't allowed to sign anyone at the minute, so they can't.
I don't think City will allow him to do that.
Of course they will. They've got no choice.
So you think City are going to put all their transfer plans on hold while Gundogan goes on a nice holiday and relax?
No, because I think whether he goes or not, I think we'll sign his replacement whether he stays or not. I think our midfield's been too light this season, so we needed to add midfielder even if everyone stayed. If we lose 2, we're going to have to go and sign 3. So we're already down. So ultimately, we don't have any choice unless we're going to come out and say we don't want Gundogan to stay. We're kicking you out, which we're never going to do to our captain before a Champions League final. Then there's nothing we can do. He's free to go, or he's free to renew. Yeah, but
I think Mcfc will be lined out again.
Gundogan will decide after the Champions League, or if he's 90% decided, he's going to have to wait till Barcelona are actually allowed to sign anyone. So otherwise, it'll just be like Bernardo every summer. Oh, he's going to sign, and then he'll have to, go on loan to, go and sign a 1-year deal with West Ham when Barcelona can't sign him. I mean, I just think it's not worth worrying about till after the season.
Do you think
PSG
could get a little bit messy?
No, I think it's more likely he'll move Foden to midfield, like he did today.
He looked class today, didn't he, Ozzy?
I'd like him to.
He looked really comfortable today in midfield.
Yeah, and I think it's more likely that City will get a winger of some sorts rather than trying to sign 3 midfielders. I think they could sign 2, but I think 3 is too much. I think it'll be
well, if they bring Foden in, then that's 3. I mean, that's but we are short. We haven't had enough midfielders this year, partly because of Phillips not cutting it, but we just haven't had cover in midfield.
And we haven't.
And next year, De Bruyne's another year older, etc. So we need to strengthen that midfield. So if we lose 2, we are gonna have to move Foden in and sign 2 or do something.
And with Phillips being okay today, that was mine's kind of take on it. I didn't think he was okay. I think he just about survived some of the game. He let the ball go quite a few times for me.
I think it's hard to judge because of the way the game was.
But the thing is, for me, Martin, this was his first start, and I just don't think he got to grips with the game. I don't think he tried as much as he probably could have. You know, his career for City is hanging on the balance here.
I agree.
Yeah, this is why I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to try to jump all over the Cole Palmer stuff because.
Now, Cole Palmer is completely different. I mean, for me, this is a senior player that's supposed to be grabbing his chance, and today he had that chance, and I just do not think he grabbed it hard enough.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm at with it. I think today's very unfair to judge anyone because I think the game, like I said, went to a testimonial, and it's a very hard thing to judge any kind of performance on a player in that situation. If Chelsea were going full gung ho, and they were trying for something.
But when we're talking about Foden coming on today, who's had a good stint out, you know, no fault to his own, but then you've got Phillips, who has been out for various reasons, gets his first start and barely gets by.
Mm-hmm.
Could have done a lot better. You know, just for me, Martin, you're saying it became a bit of a training match.
Well, it did. Other than the goal, I thought Alvarez did jack shit.
But at least, you know, Foden put a shift in today. As in, I'm just comparing those 2 players. One has been out because of injury, well, not injury, but you know, because he's out in surgery, and the other because he's been out for the reasons we all know about. So for me, I'm just saying, today was the chance for Phillips to really grab the game by the scruff of the neck and really give it his all to go, you know what, I'm going to play, even though this is a testimonial game in some respects, I'm going to play like my City career is hanging on by a fine thread. And it was, and it is.
I agree, Ozzy. Totally agree.
But I mean, it's an unfair comparison to Foden. Foden's played, 130 times for City in the league. And Phillips was making his league debut. And Phillips is playing in a position where ultimately that position it doesn't give you the same expression, chance to express yourself, to look, really run yourself ragged, because it's all about just being in position. It's all about
you saying Rodri doesn't do
the right
that?
place to do that. No, but Rodri doesn't run around like a mad thing. I mean, that's one of the things that Pep said about him, is that actually his economy of movement is the reason he's got so much better as a footballer the last few years. If I'm going to watch a game, see, I want Rodri to be calm and control. That calm and control. That's what it's about. And Phillips, I don't know. I'm not going to judge Phillips on today, good or bad.
That's what I mean. I'm not judging anyone on today.
That's tweet of the night. Tweet of the night.
That's a cop out. I just think it's a very hard game, because Alvarez scored a magnificent goal, but he didn't do much else. But Mahrez thought was a bit off today. I thought Laporte and Akanji weren't great together. It was one of them. It was, to me, today wasn't about an analysis of players. It was about celebrating and enjoying, because I didn't think either team was going full gung-ho at any point in it.
Martin, so when, like, a statement there, apart from the goal, Alvarez did nothing. Now, we all praise Haaland for doing that. Does nothing, but he scores a goal.
No. And that's why I said to you the other day, I don't see him. I used to think Alvarez could do the KDB role.
No.
I've now changed my mind on that completely. The guy's an out-and-out goal getter.
Yeah.
My issue is with that, though, how did you get in the team?
What you said as well, pal, about Mcfc coming back. You don't bring a fairly inexperienced kid back for the sake of a Bernardo or a Gundogan going. You can't replace a Mcfc
with a kid. Yeah,
you can't. You can't replace a Gundo or a Bernardo Silva with a Mcfc. No chance.
You don't know what he's going to do with Peroni yet, either. I know that's an hard one to judge, but he still spent $8 million on him.
We'll know more with a good pre-season. A good pre-season.
It's very hard to know what's going to happen, and this is the problem. Until we know for definite what happens with Gundogan or what happens with Bernardo, we're all kind of just playing Cluedo, Sherlock Holmes guesswork now. We don't know anything because nothing's being announced. I don't remember even, I think the company one was late, but we kind of had an idea. But this is probably the latest we've ever known a player full stop where we have no idea what's going on. One day he's staying, the next day you think he's going, then the next day Bernardo's staying, then the next day you think Bernardo's going again. It's just changing day in, day out. And at some point, and I just think June the 10th or June the 12th, a bit late, even though we're still in competitions, to make them choices.
Martin,
they've probably already been made.
Martin, can I just request something, please, mate? Because I'm getting annoyed with Olympics fanatic. He keeps calling me a racist in the chat. Tell me why I'm a racist. Because that really pisses me off.
Well, where's that come from?
That's not the first dig he's had me in the chat. Olympics fanatic, I tell you what, drop me a message and we'll discuss it if you think I'm a racist.
Well, where's that? Like I said, I don't know where
it's not the first one. That
somebody else mentioned it earlier about racism.
Yeah, and I mentioned Phillips more than anybody really, and
yeah.
I'm not.
You know what?
So
just go in a timeout. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't do that crap.
We criticise players for the way they play, nothing to do with the colour of their skin.
I don't care if the bloody pink, and Andy doesn't give a crap if the pink, and Ozzy doesn't care if the yellow. We're not bothered what colour they are.
No. I don't even think that moron is even a City fan. He can't be.
I don't get it anyway. Do you know? I mean, do you know what, Blue? I'm with you. I do think he's a goal getter. I genuinely thought Alvarez could be the number 10. But maybe that was my way to try and get him into the 11 alongside Haaland as well. Because I've always thought, how do you get... Because I want Alvarez in the 11. I'm like, how the hell do you get him in? Maybe that was my way of getting him in. But the guy is just a goal getter. The guy's a goal scorer.
Just going back onto the Bernardo and Gundo kind of talk. Do we think that there's a possibility the reason this hasn't been released, as in like either player going, especially Gundo, is because they're trying to keep the mentality of the squad together? As in, do you know what I mean? Maybe the squad knows, but as in they don't want it leaking out to the rest of the fan base, so people start kind of getting upset and start worrying and blah blah. Because we are in 2 finals.
Maybe 2 cases different there. Gundo can't know, because Barcelona are not allowed to sign players at the minute. So anything with Gundo is 50-50 from the start about whether Barcelona, A, can sign him, and B, whether they actually, when it comes down to it, whether if they're only allowed to sign 1 or 2 players, that's the thing that's the most important need in their squad. And so I think he'll be in a no man's land, even if he decided he wanted to go. Because even if he's decided I want to play for Barca, it's probably 50-50. Bernardo's different because ultimately Paris can and will put up the money if they really want him, and then that's City's call to make on, naming the price and telling Mendes to go and get the money. So I think they may know for certain Laporte's going. They may think PSG are going to bid for Bernardo, and Gundo will be totally up in the air. And I can't see how it can be otherwise.
I think like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. It's a very weird. It's a situation where you think, sorry. 1 minute.
It's a situation where you think, sorry. Right.
It's a weird situation, I think, is where mine was going.
Yeah. And unfortunately, and it's been a big problem for us the last few years, is that Barcelona have twerked at so many players, but then they haven't had the ability to sign them. So there's been this kind of unsettlement. Is Bernardo going to Barcelona? But not once have Barcelona actually be able to put up the money to either to pay him or to pay us. And so it just goes round as a bit of a circus. And I'm a bit worried for Gundogan that he might think that's a nice idea, but I have a feeling that he will get left in the lurch by Barcelona, because when it comes down to it, there's other needs in their squad more than signing him, and that they won't be able to put the money up. And then, he'll, I assume, quite possibly renew his City.
There are other teams after him, though, Rich. It's not just Barca. There are a few German teams.
Aren't Dortmund after him?
But he might not want to. He might not want to go. He might have his heart set on leaving City for Barca, but he might not want to leave.
Yeah,
City
but Bernardo had his heart set on Barca, Rich, and he's suddenly going to trot up at PSG. The massive difference that.
Yeah, I don't think it's Gundogan's got his massive heart set on Barcelona. I think it's just he wants the best deal he can get.
Do you know the problem is with Bernardo and Gundo, where the two separate is? Gundo's out of our hands. Bernardo is in our hands. Bernardo still has 2 years. Gundo is out of contract. Is it 30th of June? And for all we know, he may have agreed a pre-contract somewhere, because legally he can agree a pre-contract with a club abroad. Is that right? From last January. Yeah. So this is what it all might be about. Gundo may have verbally agreed other places. And that's where, I'm with Ozzy on that. It's a very different situation. Beta's going to join. We're only going to go a 5 more minutes. Sorry, Beta, I know you're late, mate.
No worries.
How you doing?
No worries. I am good. How you guys doing? How are you guys doing?
Beta's got more energy than me. How's this possible?
Well, hey,
behind us, that's why, Martin.
Martin, you had to belly slide on the pitch, so you're probably a little tired right now.
No, Martin did not belly slide, because there'd now be a hole in the center of the earth.
Oh, okay.
He didn't get the seal of approval from Manchester City to do it.
That was the reason. By the way, Andy will say this. This was the reason why the ETIHAD was dug down, just to get my belly ass, just to go belly sliding across.
I have to say, you do look nice in that jersey. You look very nice in that jersey.
Only one with it.
Early bird.
No, Andy's got his coming. He's told me Andy's on the way. Tell you what, we did see today, didn't we, Andy? We saw the new away one.
Oh, how did it look?
Nice.
The one that looks like a polo shirt from a country club.
No, the black one with the electricity.
Oh, the electric. Yeah, that looks
electric.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Looks really good. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Close up, it looks really nice, Pat. Honestly.
Yeah. Do you know the only thing is that red trim what the Etihad is, and I think it's on the sleeves. If that was white, that would be absolutely unreal.
That's actually true. I didn't go on the pitch because, if anyone knows, I am disabled. I have a very knackered back. I have something called spinal stenosis.
You kind of waddle, don't you, Martin?
Wow. Andy, do I waddle?
No.
Was I waddling today?
You
Has anyone ever seen that film from 1992, Batman Returns?
Yeah.
I've ever seen Danny DeVito playing the Penguin. Do you know that bit when they all drag him into the pool, into the cold depths at the end when he dies?
Did you say waddle or waffle? Because one's two and one is.
Pat.
They both apply to me.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have comments about you being disableist in the chat.
So
Ozzy.
because what they've done
really
is
I can't win, can
the
I?
advertising board is a lot higher. I can't get over because the stewards were very clever today. They allowed everyone on. They weren't going to open up the the gates to go on because them advertising audience you can't unclip them and allow people on. They weren't going to do that, so yeah, I wasn't getting my fat ass over there.
Yeah, and Martin, just say you don't like Australians, and then they'll accuse you of being a colonist.
No, not only that, I had Andy behind taking photos and videoing me, so I thought I can't go on because he'll send them to Dana. And that's my season ticket gone.
I wanted to make sure I got on because again, today's a celebration, and I'm all for it. My 11 and 10-year-old watched the entire thing, even with the delay of the fans getting on the pitch. They waited.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi tried to do a belly slide down. Failed.
But no, I was just saying, and the kids got to see that trophy raised, and my daughter innocently asked me, "What's a three-peat?" So it was fantastic having to explain that to her.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't a three-peat when you get a three-peat in 3 different countries with 3 different clubs?
That's Pep did do that.
Yeah,
Pep did do that.
Pep's done a three-peat in what are probably the 3 biggest leagues in world football now.
Got a good one, man.
By the way, Tomy's hairdo did confirm that again the other day. And by the way, I said Tomy's hairdo, not Martin's bald hairdo.
Glad you cleared that one up.
What's the name for someone who's
a bit off your?
I feel like you cleared that up.
Borrow a bit off your beard. No, it was a great day, and do you know what? Our season's not done. Our season is not done.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're not convincing, Pat.
What we're going to do is we're going to have a meeting after this to talk about, we'll go through the rules, the policies and the regulations of the Mancunian way. Policy 1, Martin is right. Policy 2, please revert back to policy number 1.
Yeah, and just to let everyone know, we shredded those. First thing I did.
By the way, I will say right now, listen, any thing of racism on this channel, I don't care if it's joking or what, it is unacceptable. Well, I will not have. I will not have people who give up their time, like Beta, like Andy, like Pat. You have Rich getting up at silly o'clock, Pat getting up at silly o'clock in the morning. When I mean silly o'clock, some of these lads are getting up at 5 a.m. Beta is running around on the other side of the world in Canada. Andy's doing his own channel, as well as doing one hell of a job on everything he does social-wise. Ozzy has got a very hard job that he has to do and has got a lot going on in his life. I have a lot going on in my life. We don't come on here for that. Anyone who wants to do that will not be tolerated and you will be out. Simple. I don't care if you've been someone since we started. We will, somebody wants to come on, that person wants to come on and explain what they meant. By all means, I'm sure Andy and us would wish that. Have a chat with them, explain yourself. But if you did mean what we think you meant, and if you were wrong, explain it, and we will clear it up and it'll be done with. But anything down that road, we have to be careful of. We all have day jobs ourselves. When that starts, it's wrong. And no, just get rid of that idiot as well. Take him out. Well, what is it? Funny City win a title and then it becomes Dickhead FC. What's going on here? Excuse my language, but no. Mods, get rid of that idiot. Don't even time him out, ban him.
So can we get can we get on to one other important matter? And I want to ask Ozzy about this. Do you think next season is when Oscar Bob makes it through into the first 11 and starts to come through into the team, Ozzy? I know you're a big fan.
He's a hell of a young player.
He's
I don't think he's quite ready for next season.
Seen it.
He's got the world at his feet.
Excuse
He's
me.
a generational talent.
Excuse me. Who was the last person I said that about and got right? Okay, he's getting relegated from Southampton, but still. Hey, he can't be that bad if Chelsea want him.
Brahim Diaz, Marcus Lopez. Who else? Who else are we thinking about the academy players from that Pellegrini era?
You just said Chelsea want him. He can't be that bad. Chelsea want him. Ozzy, get your boots. You're getting a game for Chelsea, mate. They'd pay you about $500,000 a week as well.
Yep.
Oh.
Actually, I think it's Rich's turn to manage Chelsea in August. So
I'd soon turn it around.
Well, you know what it is, don't you? 4 more
because
Chelsea
every now
managers
and
till
again-
Christmas.
When you turn
This-
around, every now and then I get a little. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Get Borges in. Sorry, I know Veta was late. Veta has probably been on other shows and all sorts.
Yeah.
Did you do a show tonight? Did you do a CIA?
I celebrated a little more than I planned to, and then I realized the time, and yeah, I did a CIA, and then I shut down. And
Obviously,
joined
we
you
were on this, so obviously.
guys. No, it's all good.
Anyway,
it's all good.
I want to say a big thank you to everyone. Pat has got up, dragged himself out of his hospital bed.
Get well soon, Pat.
thanks, mate.
Yeah, get well, man.
Appreciate the solidarity.
Cole Palmer's agent up there, top right. Big thank you to him for coming on. Ozzy, thank you for coming on.
What's that?
And ignore him, mate. You're a superstar and you're always welcome on here, mate.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
But ever take photos of me again,
Mm.
and you
Especially
get
on
a
that-
slap.
Especially on that angle.
Yeah, no one needs to see it.
You could have got me when I turned round.
I bought you something, mate.
Have you nicked that off Anne-Marie?
No, he ran over him while driving home.
Have you nicked it off Stan? And also, much love and big thank you to Vader. Listen, it's better late than never. Vader Games, superb. Honestly, go and give Vader Games and 9320 Pubcast a lot of love. Get them both to 1,000 subscribers.
We're
The
rubbish.
more channels you get on offer, the best. I will be back on Beta's show soon. Obviously, I will be back. Me and Andy are going to do some more stuff midweeks out with mate.
Yeah.
So you'll see me less on a Sunday on his, but you'll see me more midweek.
Less is more.
What? No, I won't say that. I nearly said something else. But anyway, go and give all of these lot of love. There's not going to be a Brighton preview. There is no point.
Because they'll all be drunk.
What the hell are we going to talk about? It's a very weird asking me to sit and ask people to give up precious family time to come and talk about Brighton.
There is a point. There is a point. Listen, the reason why there's a point, our next 2 games, we can talk about the birds and the bees.
No, Andy, you're wrong. There's 3 points.
What? The birds and the bees, seagulls, and Brentford bees.
My daughter calls seagulls a lot something else other than birds.
Rats with wings.
Yeah. Doesn't like them ever since one of them pooed on her head.
Oh, rat watch! I managed to catch me rat today. What's been living in my roof? Humanely, by the way. Humanely.
Do you know what
Is that
was
what you
weird,
put on
by the
screen
way?
a few minutes ago, Andy?
Hmm?
Is that what that was a few minutes ago for Martin?
Hey.
Dead.
Right,
Rich,
anyway,
Hey, Rich, if you want to
we're
talk
going to have
about
to
Adrian,
nap because I need to get down to my parents. Big thank you to all. There will be a post match on Wednesday though, and then I will be live on Sunday nights from a different location.
Undisclosed location.
All right.
Yeah, I will be in Tenerife. I'm not telling you the
I
info,
thought
'cause you'll
I
say
was
you
sure
can't
you were
get-
going to say Martin, sponsored by Ashley and Martin Hair Clinics, Tenerife.
Wait till he goes to Turkey.
Come back
Gonna
with
get
white
all
teeth and a
the
full
legs.
set.
Trashly.
Me and Pepper meeting each other there. No,
Getting a
but
nice set, Andy. Getting a nice set.
there will be.
He'll be on an advert with
Ooh.
Graham Gooch before we know it.
Anyway, there will be a
post.
post match on Wednesday at Brighton around about 10 o'clock again, out 10. Then we'll be live on Sunday night with a post match. We'll be live on Thursday night to talk about the lead up to, we'll do a Thursday night one. Then we're live on Sunday. I will be on it, but in the background. It will be around about 10 after 10 on Sunday. And then next week, I will not be on any shows at all. There will be an FA Cup final preview, but these fine gentlemen will host it. I will just be in the background.
And don't be upset because you've been wrong so many times tonight, mate.
Drinking sex on the beach. What?
Nothing.
Andy's used to it. So.
Can I just say?
I'm not sending you any photos of me in my red Speedos anymore.
Can I just say as well? It's been a great show as well tonight. The guys in the chat absolutely on form as well, and the everyone on the panel superb. It's been a proper celebration of and relief of the season what we've had, and there's more to come.
Yeah, you're right, Andy.
Always a pleasure, guys.
1 down, 2 to go. Treble Father is telling you right now. June the 10th, we will enter immortality. See you all soon.
So, let's be honest. We're all more worried about the FA Cup than the Champions League.
You arrogant.
No. It's not arrogance. It's not arrogance, but we cannot. We have to win the FA Cup. Sod the Champions League. We have.
I don't
to win
like a single.
It's
Don't mind a double. But I want to end my holiday on a treble.
180. Boom.
Oh, yeah, I had all my videos to show you. I'll show you.
No. Not the one you showed me earlier.
Oh. I got one more. And we're going to go out on this. There is a big show.
I hope that was an inflatable banana I saw then.
Yeah.
Well,